Hello guys and welcome back to my ability tutorial part 2. So today we will be creating the actual projectile for the fireball and detecting the humanoid and doing damage to it. So first what we will do is fix something and set up our workspace explorer. So first grab a part. Let's make the fireball. So grab a part, call it fireball. Make it neon 0.4 in the shape. I think you can change the shape. Yeah, ball and red. Red, no, like orange. Yes. Make sure this is the most important part. Make sure the king collider is off and the anchor is on. So king collider is when you can't touch the part, so we don't want that. And the anchor is it stays in the air, like it doesn't have physics. So if you put it like this, it's gonna drop down. This is our fireball. We put it in the models right here. Also, we need to create a rig. So to create a rig, go into avatar on your new UI, setup, what's up, character, R6, block avatar 2012, and this is your rig. Make sure it has a humanoid. You can delete the animate, you don't need that. And make sure it has a humanoid. So I have my own rig here, and you place it in the workspace. So don't do anything else. Also, one thing I want to point out about the avatar is on fix. So if you notice and go inside your game, you see that your avatar is R15. You see that your avatar is R15. So to change that, we need R6, right? Change that. You go into our settings. Here, click R6 only. Clear choice and save changes. Save and restart. After you restart the game, when you join back, you should have your R6 avatar right there. The R6 animations as well. Okay, that's it for the Explorer and the bug fix. Now let's get into the scripting part. First thing we're going to do is here, instead of doing print, let's get our services on the server. So replicated storage, this game, get service, replicate storage, modules folder, create storage modules, make this lowercase, uh, copy this, make this remotes folder, remote events, local models folder, okay, storage on models, and I think that's it. What else can we add? Yeah, that's it. So now, first we're going to check, we're sending here a character, player character, ability name, and the data table. So for the firewall to actually move to our mouse, we need to send our mouse position from the client. So to send mouse position from the client, we have to do player get mouse dot hit dot position. This returns our mouse position. So here we're going to do, since it's a table, we need to call this something. Mouse position equals our mouse position. So that's it for the client for today. Let's go back to this. So we need to find our, so if we have a character, then what we're going to do is create a new fireball, models folder, fireball. We created this inside here. fireball and clone this. Fireball the parent equals to, so what will we parent it to? So we need to parent it to a folder, or you can parent it to workspace. I like to parent it to a folder though. So workspace.models. And now for the C frame, no, the name variable. And the most important part, variable the C frame equals character dot primary part. So the humanoid root part of the character, the C frame times, if you wanted to, so if I test this right now, it's gonna spawn inside my humanoid root part. There we go. So basically it spawns inside. How do I show you this? Okay, it's on cooldown. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. How long is this cooldown? Oh, there we go. So it spawns in my head for some reason, but you get the point. And if you want it to spawn in front of your player, you do cframe.new 0, 0, -3. But I would do position here and times it by vector 3. Okay, now let's make the fireball move. Go to mouse position from the climb, and here we're gonna say if data table dot mouse position, then should to put this like this. If data table mouse position, if we have a mouse position, then what we're going to do is make a tween. How to make a tween? Local tween service. Whose game get service tween service. How to make a tween? First, you need the tween info. How long the tween is gonna be, what type of tween do you want, etc. So I want it to be 1 second. Enum.easing style. This is the easing style of the tween. Next, enum.easing direction. Which direction do you want it to be? Want it to be in. And you can ignore the other parts for this tutorial. You don't need these. Now to actually create our tween, I'm gonna do a fireball movement tween equals tween service create. So inside this, we're gonna put our fireball model, our tween info that we created just now, and a property table. So this will actually change the position of our character. So we're gonna set its position to the mouse position. Move towards the mouse position. Now we actually have to play it. Play. Here we go. And let's get our debris service. Explained in the last video what debris is. So this so simply this just removes the part. Debris add-on, you need to add the item, the fireball, and the lifetime, how long is it gonna last. Gonna do 2 seconds. And make sure to do this fireball tween completed wait. So it's gonna wait until it's finished, and then we're gonna add the item to the table. Added the item to debris. So now if we test the game, it should move towards the mouse position. What's wrong with this? So something's wrong. So glitched. Okay, so let's go down to 2 for now. What's wrong with this? Oh, mistype. This P has to be small. Right here. Let's go. Let's go down to 2. It's still bugging for some reason. Are we passing in our data table? Yes, we are. Let's remove this if. Set this back to C frame. So it spawns here, but it doesn't move. Maybe the mouse position is no. Maybe. Real. No. Okay. So this doesn't exist for some reason. Bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry guys. So now it works. Yeah. Can you shoot it again? There we go. It should remove. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Nice. Okay. Now let's return everything. So we're going to check again if data table mouse position. Then put this back. Make sure to change this to the bigger P, upper P. Okay, now what we're going to do is set this to 0.2 so it instantly breaks. And now we're going to detect when this fireball model touches our rig, it's gonna damage it, whatever we put here. So we're gonna do, first of all, let's set up in the fireball config. Fireball the damage is how much damage you want. I want to do like 20. So now inside here, we're going to do below this while the fireball dot parent do. So while the fireball is parented to something, it's gonna do this and add this to a test.spawn function. So what a test.spawn function does is that when I run this, it's a different thread. So this and this run at the same time. Now, no recast. Now we're going to do is use something called workspace dot get parts in part. So what this basically does is inside a part, it gets parts that touches it. So inside the part. So inside the fireball, it's gonna get the parts that touches the fireball. If you understand that. Now, local uh local hit parts workspace get parts in part fireball. We need to create overlap params right here. Overlap params. This is just going to create params for our workspace get parts in part. Overlap params of filter type. Filter type equals to enum dot recast filter type exclude. No, recast filter type dot exclude overlap params filter the standard instances. This is the parts that it's going to ignore if it touches it. Character in the firewall itself. Now put this in here, Orla params. Now, what we're going to do is check if we have hit parts. Now, we're gonna for loop inside the hit parts. And we're going to check if the value dot parent is a model and a v dot parent find for child which is a humanoid. You can check if the v dot parent the model has a humanoid and it is a model. Then if it is, what we're going to do is get our variable humanoid v dot parent dot humanoid and set its type to humanoid so we can use all the functions. Humanoid dot take damage and yeah, 10 for example, 10. So if we run this, let me recheck this, everything correct. Yeah, it's gonna die instantly. So we forgot to add, oh my god, we forgot to add a task that wait. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Okay. Get back here. The while loop, you always need to add a task that wait because it's gonna crash your game. Sorry about that. There we go. But if I get too close, look, it does it multiple times for some reason. So to fix this, what we're going to do is create a table where we store our hit part, already hit parts. This is going to check basically if we already hit. So inside here, if already hit the parent, then we're going to return. And here we're going to say already hit the parent equals true. So now it should hit it once. There we go. It doesn't hit it multiple times, which is great. Okay. Now, now we need to adjust this. So let's require our ability configs. Ability config require modules folder the ability config. This ability config, what do we have? Oh yeah. Okay. Let's change this to big B because the module's name is fireball with the big B. Here, what we're basically going to do is up here, make a variable for the fireball config. Ability config, ability name. So you didn't need to choose. Okay, it's fine. What we'll do here is put fireball config. Make sure to add a damage here in dot damage. So it's going to do 20 damage. To work. There we go. Basically it does 20. It doesn't display it, but it does 20 damage. So we did that. Now, when we want to damage the player, we also want to remove our fireball model, right? So let's do this. Fireball 0.1. So instantly removes the model whenever we do this. Here we're just going to add a firewall, then okay. Mm, have this and this. Let's test it again. Okay, boom. There we go. It destroys whenever we touch it. So if we do this, go. It automatically destroys them. So if we set this cooldown to 0.21 second, let me check this. Let's kill this guy. There we go. It dies. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, I think that's it for this episode. This was a really short episode because I have to go. And in the next episode, what I'm going to do is add more stuff and make the rig actually catch on fire, and also add animations for players throw animation. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to join our Discord server and ask for help there if you need any. I'll be there if you need me. Thank you guys. Bye.